Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Against the engulfing golden leaves from all directions, Mangi Na of the 10,000 hidden snakes fought madly to defend himself. Every time his snake tail whipped about, it would be infused with space laws that knocked the surrounding leaves away, even destroying part of it. I can't get away, I can't get away. He was extremely worried, his one eye gleaming with madness. There's no other hope. I can only call for help and hope for the close-by allies to rush over. I have to hold out until they get here. I can do it. Distress signals. There's a human sector lord with an undying star-eating plant. While Mangi Na was struggling against the undying plant, he was constantly sending out distress signals. Similar to humans, when the demon clan warriors sent out distress signals, it would swiftly be transmitted via their communication systems to the surrounding 10 billion kilometer area to their allies. 10 billion kilometer was relatively small, with light speed at 300,000 kilometers per second. It would take about half a day for anyone within the 10 billion kilometer away to get here. And Luo Feng and his team were only 2 days out from their base. Half day was only the distance of the diameter, if they were spread out even further. Allies, how many were there? There's a sector lord human with an undying star-eating plant. This news was swiftly spread throughout the groups amongst the demon race. Undying star-eating plant, going there would be suicide. Who'd go? Unlucky fellow. Poor thing. So unlucky. Hee, for a human sector lord to have an undying star-eating plant, looks like his background must be huge. Killing him should have extra rewards. It's a pity, you'd have to be extremely powerful to do it. I won't commit suicide. The large amount of warriors in the demon clan all received the news and simply scoffed at it. There were after all very few in Shattered Stars that could mess with an undying star-eating plant. However, there were still 7 teams that rushed over in the area. It should be some genius of humanity. Within the ship, a wolf-head man with a human body smiled. He must have some background to have an undying star-eating plant. However, no matter what, he's still from another race. The stronger the genius, the more achievement I get when I kill him. The man sat high above. Below him were 8 other demon puppets, and below them were even more demon puppets gathered about respectfully. It was obvious that the close to 100 puppets right below represented the sector lords. The leader of this team was very well known within Shattered Stars. He was called Cocoon Wolf Official, and he was an official level undying. Shattered Stars, even though many warriors had gathered there were very few official level undyings there. Also, it was obvious that this official level undying was afraid of death, not daring to head out to other dangerous regions, staying within Shattered Stars. But here, this team was considered extremely powerful. In space, within the star-like star-eating plant, the over 10 kilometers long Mangi Na was struggling hard to break free. Luo Feng gazed at him struggling for 5 seconds and frowned. This is trouble. My undying star-eating plant only has 100 vines, and it's only as strong as a pinnacle level general. Anything stronger than that 10,000 hidden snakes member will be trouble. Even though I can bind that guy, I cannot kill him within a short amount of time. I need quite some time to grind him to death. No. He will definitely call for help. Once time drags, the nearby warriors of the demon race will rush over. Even though the chances of those brave enough to face an undying star-eating plant is very low. I cannot take the risk. Luo Feng instantly made his decision. Using the Nan Shen armament will be hard for me to kill this undying general pinnacle demon. I'll use the soldier armor. Luo Feng thought. A black armor instantly extended about him and formed his helmet along with a complete armor. The armor was streamlined and the power from this mysterious armor coursed throughout his body. A strength that was total of 1,000 times a normal human sector lord pinnacle, and akin to the body of an official level undying coursed through his body. Clang! A silver blade with blood red around its edges appeared in his right hand. In his left a silver 6-edged shield. Kill! Luo Feng's eyes gleamed coldly. He became a beam of light, and rushed straight at Meng Na. Madman. Madman is a fighter. That. Tai Wo and the others had just awoken from the shock of seeing an undying star-eating plant. They were even more shocked as they saw him take on the form of a fighter, with a shield and blade. A sector lord able to use the Nanshan armament to that level, is actually a fighter. Poison's eyes stared wide-eyed. A fighter. Tai Wo communicated seriously, and a very powerful one, even more than his Nanshan armament control. His instantaneous speed earlier was even faster than my full speed. What? The members were all shocked. Countless gold leaves wrapped about as Luo Feng rushed forward. He ordered, "Star-eating plant, use your leaves to wrap about. I don't want the captain to see my battle with him." "Yes, master." The undying plant sent a thought back. Right away, countless gold leaves moved and completely blocked the captain and the others from watching. Simultaneously, Luo Feng used his scanning device to jam all other signals about. He didn't want them to witness his battle to prevent more trouble. Luo Feng became a black blur, and instantly reached Meng Na. Human. Meng Na was happy within. "If you didn't have this plant, how could you be my match? Yet now you actually come to me." His terrifying ice aura expanded throughout, and large amounts of water droplets moved, freezing occasionally and flowing at other times. The icy energy spread over 10,000 kilometers, and Luo Feng instantly rushed in. Humph! His eyes gleamed. "Law domain, what a joke." Rumble. He used his world projection, and the space around it instantly warped into an endless vast grassland. Even the law domain of Meng Na crumbled instantly under the pressure. How can this be? His eyes were filled with shock, as he let out an ear-piercing scream in demon race language. A world projection actually crushed a law domain. How powerful was this internal world for it to have such a world projection? Some golden horned beasts that chose to rely on universe crystals to evolve had internal worlds with diameters of 30 million kilometers at Sector Lord Pinnacle. The world projection of such an internal world was completely able to match a law domain. Luo Feng's internal world right now was over 90 million kilometers. In terms of size, it was 27 times bigger. The power of the world projection was much stronger. Back then, when his internal world was 60 million kilometers in diameter, it was already able to suppress a law domain. Now it could completely crush it. "I'll settle this fast." Luo Feng was fast as lightning. Howl. Meng Na's 6 muscular wings flapped. He rushed forward and opened his mouth, forming a few kilometer-wide huge mouth. Using his law power to swallow, he caused the surrounding space to warp. This ferocious swallow. Rumble. The surrounding space completely crumbled and countless space fragments were sucked into his mouth. The black-armored Luo Feng that was rushing in could feel the terrifying force as well. Die. Meng Na's eye gleamed with madness. What a joke. Luo Feng squinted his eyes. Rumble. His speed soared as he became a black beam of light, and rushed straight at his mouth, waving the blood shadow blade in his hand. The instant he waved it, the surrounding space seemed to be torn apart almost as if there was a giant splitting it, forming a huge slit without a sound. The blade flashed and slashed over 10,000 kilometers, splitting the space in two. A beautiful flash, it made others shudder. Silence. Meng Na maintained his open-mouth manic position, his eye however was filled with fear, after which, his head was sliced right through the middle and his entire body was split in two, as large amounts of his organs spilled out. He was sliced clean in two. Illusionary 7 blades, Dutchman's pipe. Clang. Luo Feng shook the blade and looked at Meng Na split in two. "You should be honored to be killed by the Dutchman's pipe." Simultaneously, countless gold leaves wrapped about and instantly held on to the two pieces of his body. Even though he was split in two, he still wasn't dead. But the only thing was, that moment, his body pieces were wrapped up by the countless gold leaves, with countless teeth like blades chomping down. He didn't have any chance of survival. In the blink of an eye, Meng Wei Na was swallowed by the countless mad gold leaves. Using the soldier armor, I roughly have the strength of an official. My law comprehension level, however, has long reached official level. Luo Feng sighed. Even though I didn't use the beast god presence to unleash the strongest move of the illusionary Seven Blades burial, just the Dutchman's pipe alone is at official level already. My world project completely suppressed him. Splitting him in two is only natural. The fully bloomed star-eating plant began to shrink swiftly and become a very small plant, entering through Luo Feng's shoulder. Tai Wo and the others were still reeling from the shock. Luo Feng carried the blood shadow blade on his back and flew back. Looking at the fighter like Luo Feng, the rest of the team couldn't help but shout out in shock, "Madman, you. We'll talk later, that demon undying definitely called for help, we have to go." Luo Feng said. Let's go." Tai Wo finally calmed down. The other members could only hold in all their shock and questions, immediately flying swiftly into a C9 grade ship, becoming a beam of light, and tearing through space. When the 7 elite teams of the demon race had reached the battlefield, all they found were ship remains. The C9 ship was flying at sub-light speed in space, within its resting quarters. The elite team that survived the disaster exchanged glances, occasionally looking at Luo Feng. He, however, was chatting with Barbata. "Barbata, how many points did I get? Don't tell me I haven't hit 1 billion yet. Even though I easily defeated that 10,000 Hidden Snakes member, he's still a pinnacle general undying. It would be very hard to kill him without official level strength." Luo Feng said to Barbata mentally. "Total points 1.461 billion. Barbata said. Luo Feng let out a sigh of relief. Not bad, the points that 10,000 Hidden Snakes demon gave was about 1 billion, however it's still very little. He's already a pinnacle general undying, and yet he only gave 1 billion points. Luo Feng, you are free from the army now, even if you leave the team you won't be punished by the army." Barbata said. The army was very strict. As long as he wasn't free, even if he was the disciple of the primal chaos city leader, he couldn't go against the rules. Luo Feng nodded. Right, he was free now. This meant that he could leave the Sector Lord Elite team. Even though he could chat with them in the team, he didn't have a chance to fully unleash his strength. For example, Shattered Stars system was simply an area too weak for him. "Madman." The Captain Tai Wo finally spoke amidst the silence in the resting quarters. "Captain." Luo Feng looked at him. Tai Wo revealed a smile. "I didn't expect to have such a level of warrior in my team. The undying star-eating plant instantly killed the 4 undyings, and you yourself went to kill that pinnacle general undying demon. I must have been blind all this time. Your strongest moves are that of a fighter, not a spirit reader. It truly makes us regretful." "Madman." Poison stood in the sofa, looking oddly at him. "You are truly absurd, pretending to be a spirit reader, and yet you can already unleash its 9th form, a match against undying. Your true fighter path, damn, you are only a sector lord and you can kill a pinnacle general undying, you are mad. Even the sector lord core members of the huge axe dojo that I know aren't that strong. Only the true core of the 5 Leviathans would have such power. The primal region and absolute beginning region sector lord members of the virtual universe company are those that have trained for hundreds of thousands of years. Hence, many have law comprehension akin to official level undyings. However, they still may not be able to kill a pinnacle general undying." Rock spoke. Luo Feng was shocked when he heard that, glancing over at him. Rock was right, the sector lord members of the absolute beginning region and primal regions, as long as they become undying, they would normally at least be official level. For Rock to know this, he must have some background too. "To be able to join the outer region wars with you is my honor." Rock looked at Luo Feng. "Respect. Madman, against you, I feel inferior." The white-armored god lamented. "You are more suited for the title god." "Damn. Don't be shameless." The other members all laughed. Luo Feng couldn't help but laugh too. He got along well with these brothers and sisters. Actually, he could see the members could all tell from his strength earlier, that even if he wasn't a core genius of the 5 Leviathans, he would be a disciple of some absolute being. However, they didn't want to dig further. My brothers and sisters. Luo Feng looked at the crowd. The group all went silent as they looked at him. My trip here to the outer region wars, other than the quota sent by the army, I still have other missions to accomplish. Luo Feng said, I believe everybody can guess what I'm about to say. 1 billion points is simply nothing to you madmen. Poison nodded. You can't be here simply to finish that 1 billion points, and it's not very likely you are here for money. Because just the nurturing of that undying plant is enough to make even an official level undying bankrupt. Luo Feng smiled and nodded, and when I killed the 5 undyings earlier, I had already collected the 1 billion points. I'm now free from the army. You mean? Tai Wo was stunned. You are leaving. Hammer said seriously. Are you leaving? Demon Lady wanted to speak, but said nothing. The group looked at him. Luo Feng nodded, right, I'm leaving. Tai Wo, Hammer, Poison, Tornado, Demon Lady, Wei, Rock, Mad Wu and God all exchanged glances, their expressions were complex. Even though they couldn't bear to lose Luo Feng, they had all guessed. Such a level of warrior couldn't possibly stay in such a low-level place such as Shattered Stars with them. My apologies. Luo Feng said softly. No need. Tai Wo said, if you stay with us, against the weak, it would be a waste of your time. However, against the strong, we would only hold you back, your decision is right. Ha ha, no matter what, I Poison, was once your teammate. Poison laughed, madman, you've never revealed your true name, looks like you must have some serious background. Ha ha, anyway we all have your contact number in the virtual universe, when you eventually wish to reveal your identity, you'll tell us. Definitely. Luo Feng nodded. Demon Lady looked enchantingly at Luo Feng, shouting gently, genius, when you become a huge figure, don't forget us. I knew you'd cling to power. The illusionist Wei rubbed the cat on his lap, and shot a glance at her. If you were just as strong, I'd do it to you too. She lifted her head, causing the skinny Wei to be speechless. Tens of thousands of years later, we may meet again. I'm afraid that, by then you'd shock us completely. Hammer raised his large hand and pat Luo Feng's shoulder. I await that day, of course I'd have to survive and leave the outer region wars. Luo Feng had after all chatted with this group for half a year, the separation had finally come. These are the spoils from killing the 5 undyings earlier. Luo Feng flipped his hand and took out a world ring. Looking at his brothers and sisters before him, to me, these items, honestly, aren't very useful. I believe you all need it a lot more than I do. After which, he used his world energy to control the ring. How can we allow this? This? Tai Wo and the others were completely stunned. This was the wealth of 5 undyings, and especially with His Majesty Meng Wei Na. It was easily akin to tens, or even hundreds of one-scaled undying Tuolu. Madman's perspectives are completely different from ours. That Meng Wei Na, he easily killed him. These items truly don't mean anything to him, everybody, just accept it. The new recruit Rock said. Ha ha, the bigger the reward the better. Poison laughed, immediately reaching first for the world ring. Wow, so many treasures. Let me look. These have to be worth a few tens of thousands of mixed elements. This is akin to our past 1,000 years of goods. The members all passed the ring around to check it. The Captain Tai Wo said excitedly, this scanning device is much better than the one we use. A good scanning device is very important in the outer region wars. It will allow one to detect your enemy first while remaining hidden to them. This one alone should be worth over 10,000 mixed elements. It's good stuff, madman, you will be exploring the battlefields, you need a good scanning device. I have one. Luo Feng nodded. He already had 2 good scanning devices. He bought one himself, which was extremely pricey. It would easily auction for over 10 million mixed elements. The other was the one his teacher, Hu Yangbo, used back then. It too was priced at several tens of thousands of mixed elements. However, The one Hu Yangbo used was more proficient in short distance, and somewhat weaker at scanning huge areas like 100 million kilometer. Captain, how much do you know about the contribution points given from killing undyings? Luo Feng asked. He wanted to ask before but hadn't found the chance. Undyings are separated into generals, officials and emperor level. Of which official levels usually can reach the level of undying body. Once that happens, killing them is extremely tough. Taiwo said, and those generals without undying bodies are much easier to kill. Luo Feng nodded. Killing a general has the least points, and was usually split between two levels. The lower level general will give 100 million, while the higher level would give 1 billion. Just these two levels. Taiwo said, official levels and emperor levels both have 3 levels each. Killing a lower level official will give 10 billion. Killing a higher level official will give 100 billion. Killing a pinnacle level official would give 1 trillion. A lower level emperor would give 10 trillion. A high level emperor would give 100 trillion. A pinnacle emperor would give 1 quadrillion. Taiwo finished everything in one breath. He had been in the outer region wars for a long time, hence he knew many undyings and also information about them. Luo Feng nodded as he heard. Thanks. He suddenly got up. Taiwo and the others looked at him. My brothers and sisters, you are considered my life and death partners. We'll meet again when we leave the outer region wars. But, right now, I'll be taking my leave. He said. Be careful. Taiwo emphasized. Don't you dare die. Poison shouted, be careful, the other races have many tactics. Without an undying body, the moment you fall into a trap, it'd be hard to escape. I'm waiting to cling on to you. Demon Lady winked. Luo Feng said his goodbyes to the group and turned to fly out of the ship. With a flip of his hand, an E9 grade disc-shaped ship appeared and he flew in. 2 ships, one C9 and another E9, flew in different directions and vanished into the distant space. Luo Feng finally began his true battle journey in the outer region wars. Luo Feng had killed a good number of sector lords along with 5 undyings in his half-year in Shattered Stars. Even though he had given the valuable items from the 5 undyings to his sector lord elite team, he still kept some things, like the ship. These other race sector lords and undyings had gone through countless life or death situations too, killing many human and automaton warriors, collecting a lot of ships. However, they were killed by Luo Feng, and now he owned many of these ships for himself. When it came to F-grade ships, there was just one, the Yunmo planet ship. As for the E-grade ships, he had 1,821 of them. For the D-grade ships, he had 302. Also, he had over 800 million C-grade ships. It was a pity that they weren't worth much. Other than that, he got over 100 million different grades of living ships. Even the Captain Taiwo, although he's still an undying, he still uses a normal C9 grade ship to fly about in Shattered Stars, even though he has a whole bunch of E9 ships too. These C9 ships are cannon fodder. So, who knows how many he's got? Luo Feng thought. Many warriors spend hundreds of thousands of years in the outer region wars. Normally, they order a large amount of C-grade ships as cannon fodder. Since it was cheap. Within this E9 ship's control room, Luo Feng lay in the sofa and sipped on a boiling hot cup of tea. With this advanced scanning system, I'll be able to quietly sip tea in the outer region wars, and I wouldn't have to worry about any surprise attacks. Luo Feng drank his tea, as his arm screen displayed the surrounding information of the area about him. 1 billion kilometers around him, the other race warriors couldn't even detect Luo Feng. Shattered Stars system didn't have any warriors who were able to purchase this device worth over 10 million mixed elements, or those with the channels to do so. Luo Feng, there's mail. Barbata shouted. Luo Feng frowned and connected to the virtual universe network. Most warriors were always connected to the network in the outer region wars, because it allowed them to know where their allies were around them, and in battle, they had to open the synchronized broadcast. Only that way could the system see the battle and distribute contribution points. Send information to my ARM quantum computer. Luo Feng ordered, looking at his screen. The army system immediately gave the order. Soldier Luo Feng, you've already completed your point quota and left the team. You have two choices now, one is to continue fighting, and the other is to retire and leave the outer region wars. The worlds immediately appeared on his screen. Continue battle. Luo Feng said softly. The system received his answer and quickly sent another mail. Being free from the army, you have the right to exchange for treasures and even for cash. Every 100,000 contribution points equates to one mixed element. And as a virtual universe company member, ever 100,000 contribution points can be exchanged for 1 point in the company. You can use the system to exchange for treasures, or exchange them for points to exchange for in the virtual universe treasure trove. You chose to continue to fight. Hence, you have two more choices. 1. You can go alone. 2. You can choose to lead a team. This team can have 100 sector lords, 1,000 domain lords, and 10,000 universe levels. Your mission is to lead this team into the battles. When you encounter other armies, you will deal with the Undying and your army will battle against theirs. Pick one, the contribution points distribution is the same. Picking the second choice to lead an army, the point distribution will have an extra 50%. For example, when you kill a normal Undying you usually get 100 million points. When you lead an army however, killing the same Undying will give you 150 million points. Also, when you lead the army, you needn't protect them, you will have to deal with the Undyings and stop the other race Undyings from massacring. Please make your choice. Luo Feng laughed. Becoming a nanny. The benefits seemed good, getting an extra 50% in points, even though it was pretty troublesome. However, with the extra points, many Undyings would probably still pick it. However, Luo Feng had too many trump cards, especially the golden horned beast. Hence, how could he use them when he led an army? I pick the first option of going solo. Luo Feng said softly. Already recorded. Soldier Luo Feng, you can apply to lead an army anytime you wish. We'll now send you the latest 7th battlefield map. Please accept. The system sent the new map over via the virtual universe and closed the call after. Map. Luo Feng sat in his sofa and sipped tea, looking up at the map before him. A 3D virtual map of the area showed up. The entire 7th battlefield seemed very complex in the map with a blur of special areas, like shattered stars. These areas ranged in the tens of thousands. There were even more lower-level places that were in the trillions. These areas had very few strong warriors, normally only sector lords. Domain lords and universe levels moved around in those areas. Shattered Stars has many sector lord teams. There are quite a few Undying-led teams too, with few official levels. Luo Feng shook his head. It has no challenge for me, and there are too few Undyings. Just looking for them alone is problematic, hunting them would be even harder. Shattered Stars didn't suit him. Then I'll head to. Luo Feng looked at the map. After zooming in a little, the countless dots had names beside them. Yangji continent. Luo Feng glanced at this spot. This is one of the high-level battle areas within the area of the 26th base. Zoom in. Luo Feng ordered. Zoom in on Yangji continent. From among the trillions of dots, Yangji continent was enlarged. This was an irregular continent that had large fragments floating about it. Words began to appear beside it, explaining in detail about the area. Yangji continent, one of the highest-level battle areas in the 7th battlefield's 26th camp area. Those that dare enter are humans along with other race warriors. Their elite teams most definitely have Undyings and the armies are usually led by Undyings. Every team has an Undying, and there are a large number of official-level Undyings. Amongst the Undyings, generals take up 2/3 of the number, officials take up 1/3 of them, and only very few are at emperor level. Here, if one doesn't have an Undying body, survival chances are very low. Large amounts of information about the area's dangers were displayed. It finally said, the Yangji continent's largest diameter is 1.8 light-years, with a few thousands of fragments that float about. These fragments have different diameters, the small ranging in the millions of kilometer, while the large in the trillions of kilometer. Luo Feng sat in the sofa and sipped his tea, looking at the 3D map. Yangji continent is one of the highest level battle areas, Luo Feng said. However, within the 7th battlefield, it's still considered a second-class area. Above it, there's still the first class, and within camps 22 to 36, there are even more terrifying areas. However, those areas' lowest-level warriors are all at least official-level undyings. The emperors mostly stay in those areas. My human body can rely on the soldier armor, amplifying to 1000 sector lord's strength. That would be the low-level official undying strength, and my law comprehension is slightly stronger than a lower official. However, I don't have an undying body. Luo Feng shook his head. Against normal official-level undyings, my earth body would have a lot of difficulty. The most dangerous places are where large amounts of emperor-level undyings gather. I'll head there in the future. My strength is still insufficient. Luo Feng nodded. When I become the most powerful being in Yangji continent, only then will I have the right to head to those places. Barbata, let's head out. Luo Feng ordered. Yes. Luo Feng's scanning device had long detected some enemies, and easily dodged them. Hence this E9 ship had never been attacked even before engaging in universe travel. Universe travel. 50 times light speed. Luo Feng, it'll take about 2 hours to reach the travel point close to Yangji continent. After we travel there, it would still take another 6 days to reach the area. However, we have very advanced scanning devices, the chances of being attacked are very low. Regardless, you cannot get careless. You may get unlucky and meet an emperor-level warrior somewhere. That level of warrior would have a device even more advanced than yours. If they discover how advanced your device is, they may very well choose to sneak over and attack you. If you meet an emperor's attack, that would be dangerous. Hence you have to be on alert at all times. Understood. Luo Feng nodded. 6 days later. The black disk ship that had flown for a few days in the universe finally reached its destination. The alloy door of the control room automatically opened and Luo Feng entered the control room, ordering 100% simulation. The external scenery was immediately displayed clearly. Yangji continent. Luo Feng stood in the control room and gazed ahead. We are finally here. A vast continent stood before them, and surrounding it were other huge continents floating about. My time in the outer region, wars may be spent here for the next few thousands of years. Luo Feng pondered on the images of Tai Wo, Poison, Hammer, Demon Lady. They are probably still in Shattered Stars. Tai Wo, let's hope you will all survive and return. Let's hope I will do so too. Luo Feng revealed a smile. The E9 ship swiftly flew towards the continent. From today, Tai Wo's elite team would be fighting within Shattered Stars against the other races. Luo Feng, however, would be fighting against the stronger warriors of the other races. What the future held, no one truly knew. This video will end here.